Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, my name is Brianna and I make health, beauty, and lifestyle videos to inspire and motivate women like myself. Story time. Do y'all remember when I was telling y'all about the couple that's downstairs from me and they be getting into it all the time and he was like, go F Brandon, this and that? They're still going at it. It got worse. One day I heard the girl outside on the phone talking about she didn't pay. It was the 11th of the month and she hadn't paid her rent yet because she don't have a car and she can't get to work or she can't get a job because he has everything and blah, blah, blah. Later on that day, he comes back. They get into an argument. She tells him to leave her alone and she's walking outside and he literally drives up on the grass and drives beside her, trying to get her to stop, trying to get her attention. What? We need to stop normalizing toxic relationships. Here are some of the traits of toxic relationships. Y'all are going through each other's phones. Someone is constantly lying. Someone gets jealous all the time. Someone is gaslighting the other. There's disrespectful communication or none at all. Someone is made to feel insecure. And good moments always get ruined. None of these things that I just said are normal in regular, healthy relationships. I think that the problem is that so many people are so used to toxicity in their lives, whether it be from their upbringing or just what they put themselves around, what they've been around their whole lives. They're so used to seeing that and being around that it's all they know. And that feels normal to them. So that's what they attract. But we all need to stop thinking that the arguments, the drama, and the cheating are all normal parts of relationships. They're really not. Sometimes when we're in relationships, we lose sight of ourselves and we lose sight of who we really are and what we really deserve because we think that we love this person, or maybe we do love this person, or we feel sorry for this person, or we make excuses for this person. But that is no reason to stay in a toxic relationship. By staying with them and allowing this activity to keep going on, you're only hurting them. You're teaching them that it's okay to behave like this. And if and when you break up with this person, they're gonna go to the next person and do the same things and keep the same patterns because they think that it's okay and nobody told them that it wasn't. And nobody stood up for themselves in a relationship with them. That's one thing you have to know, and this is what one of my friends told me, is that you have to stand up for yourself, because if you don't stand up for yourself, then nobody else will. Who will? Who will if you're not the person, the main person that's standing up for you? And the world doesn't help it. The culture doesn't help it. We have all of these toxic reality shows, drama-filled narratives that we are shown every day that make it seem even more normal, because it's like, oh, all of these couples are going through the same thing that we're going through, so it must just be a part of it. But no, that is not just a part of it. Regular or healthy relationships are boring, so they're not going to show that on TV. They're not going to show that on reality TV. And if they do, it's very short-lived. Something else that gets glorified in terms of pop culture is celebrity relationships, which is something that we should never idolize. We should never look at any other couple as couple goals, let alone any celebrity couples as couple goals. Cardi B and Offset, Will and Jada, Tyga and Kylie, these are not relationships that you want to look up to. I mean, look at how everything unfolds. Look at all the drama and the whatever. They might be rich and famous and they have everything that they want, but they're still not happy. They're not happy with each other, and they're probably not happy with themselves. So you have to stop glorifying things just because they look good on the outside, because you never know what's really happening behind closed doors. I mean, look at the Saweetie and Quavo situation on the elevator. I would have never guessed, looking at their pictures and they're, hugged up, kissed up, giving expensive gifts and things like that. You would never think that something like that was happening behind the scenes, but it happens all the time. Before you commit yourself to someone, you want to make sure that you love yourself first and that you know yourself well enough so that you don't lose yourself when you get in the relationship with this person. This is especially for really young people. For example, Dearra and Ken, they got together when they were really young, and it's a good thing, but it's also something that maybe they should have rethought. But they built a $1 million brand from being a couple, and now they were in the spotlight and they didn't know themselves, and they were just so used to each other for so long, and it didn't work out. There was scandal after scandal, and they tried to cover it up as much as possible, but there's only so much you can do. There's only so much faking and acting that you can do. So it all fell apart. And on the outside, it looked amazing. They had got engaged. They had traveled the world together. They had a beautiful living space. They had bought land. They just closed on their land that they bought. They were going to build a house from the ground up, but they weren't happy with each other because they didn't have the opportunity to know themselves as single people, or just in general. They didn't have a chance to know who they were outside of a relationship. And many people knew that they wouldn't last just because of that, just because they were super young and had been together for so long. Please beware of unhealthy attachments to people. You do not want to try to fill a void with somebody else. It's not possible. You cannot fill voids that are missing within yourself by being with somebody. It just doesn't work. You have to know how to be alone, because what if that person, God forbid, but what if that person is not around anymore? What if they just up and decide to leave you? What if something happens to them? Then what will you do? You're not used to being alone, or you would go crazy because you haven't dealt with your own demons yet and your own problems. You are not happy with yourself. So you need to figure that out before you can even be happy in a relationship. Or there will be arguments and there will be insecurities and jealousy and envy because you're not secure with yourself. You don't trust yourself. So how can you trust somebody else? One of my biggest points to give to y'all is to be careful who you have children with. There is so many baby mama, baby daddy stories that I've heard that is just so unnecessary because the parents want to be selfish and it's affecting the kids, and the kids are suffering for no reason. And it's just it's a big mess for no reason because people want to be selfish. If you want to be selfish, you shouldn't have had kids. Especially if the relationship you were in with this person was toxic or non-existent, because you don't want your children to grow up with their parents not liking each other or not being able to get along, let alone not being together, so they don't know what a family unit feels like. People try to create children in order to make a person stay or make a person love them more, but that never works. And you will end up being attached to this person, not in the way that you want, but just obligated because they're the child's other parent. So you really need to find out who you're dealing with before you decide to have children with that person. And if you don't know yet, or if you don't want children with that person or at all, then you need to take the proper measures, the proper precautions to not do that. Watch my video here. The bottom line is a toxic relationship can literally change the trajectory of your life. You do not want that in the worst way. There's so many people who, not even with children involved, they were with people and that decision changed their life completely. They could have had a completely different life if they had not dealt with that person. So take your time. There is no rush, especially if you're young, but even if you're not young, you still have time. Everything happens in the divine, perfect timing. So there is no need to rush and there's no need to force anything. Anything that you are trying to force, that you feel like needs to be forced, is not for you. So if you would like to manifest a relationship that is healthy whether you're in a toxic relationship right now or if you're single and you want to be in a relationship, then you can get my Simply Manifest journal on Amazon.com. The link is in the description box under Manifestation Journal, and you can literally script out the partner that you want. You can write down all of the healthy traits that your partner will have, and then he will or she will be attracted to you. You will be attracting each other. But if you also want to manifest mental health in yourself, then you can do that as well. You can write those things down. You can write down whatever you want yourself to be. I want to know how to love myself. I want to see myself as beautiful and smart. I want to whatever you want to be, you can write that down. And whatever you want, you can also write that down. But that is all the advice I have today about toxic relationships. It is getting out of hand. I am so annoyed at these people downstairs. They so young, and they like, you could just see the ignorance and the naivete on their faces. It's just crazy. But I am sending them good energy, sending them positive energy. Hopefully they learn from their mistakes soon, before it's too late. But this is why I'm making this video, so y'all can know before it is too late. Recognize the signs. Do not let those signs pass you, because they will sneak up on you, and you'll get comfortable and you will be stuck with that person and you'll regret it. But you have to pay attention. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, and also do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. If you would like this hoodie, it is my pretty sophisticated hoodie. The link will be in the description box. Leave a comment if this video resonated with you, or if you have any experiences like this, or any more advice for the girls. Thank y'all so much, and I will see y'all in the next video.